For the past month or so, the market is a bit shaky, as in it goes up, down, but mostly sideways. So you're pretty much at the exact same point as last month. However, what we're going to talk about today is ZKP and the ongoing pre-sale, which is something we're going to focus on after I tell you one thing, in case you never heard about that. When Ethereum got released a long time ago, what was it, 2015? They had an ICO initially where you could buy one Ethereum for like $1.70. Turned out pretty well. We had lots of different coins, especially last year, that were DEX focused, like Asta and Hyperliquid and others, that had their initial launch where you could farm for it, and then they got released, and they went up quite a bit. The point I'm trying to make is, when you get into coins before they blow up, then the risk to reward is pretty good. Because let's say you put $10 on Bitcoin right now, and it goes back to 100,000. Then your $10 are worth 12. That doesn't do much. But if you put $10 into a pre-sale, for example, and that does like a 30x or more, then $10 become 300. So simple numbers game. We're going to focus on ZKP, Zero Knowledge Proof, which is a privacy-first layer 1 blockchain. Think of this like Solana, Sui, Avalanche, any of the other layer 1 chains, but this one is privacy-first focused. It's private, verifiable, trustless, and the pre-sale is ongoing and live right now. Plus, at the moment, I think they have a giveaway of up to 5 million in USD worth of their tokens of the ZKP coins, designed to reward the people engaging the network during the founding phase. 10 winners with $500,000 each in their token. And it works in a pretty simple way. If you participate by simply holding $100 worth of the token, which means you enter the pre-sale with $100, they raised 1.68 million so far, with the current price being a bunch of zeros and a 7, with the expected launch price being significantly higher. At the moment, that would be about a 15x every single day, a system behind it, where if you get into it, you automatically participate in a sort of daily auction, for which, depending on how much was transacted on a single day, there are different leaderboard positions, which then grant you additional tokens and benefits just for participating on a given day. Which means, let's say, for example, you think, I want to put in 1.2k. If you do that today, you would be number 1 as of now. If you do tomorrow, might be number 3. So that is a gamified way as well for the leaderboard behind it to give people an additional benefit. They've also partnered with quite a few different teams as well as companies behind it, including, for example, GitHub, OKX Wallet, Base, Chainlink, Microsoft, you name it, all the ones listed on here. The Dolphins as well are a sponsor of the ZKP project, which fits pretty well together as it's a system where fans, data, and trust move together. Think of this kind of like Bitcoin and ETH gave us decentralization, but ZKP is going to deliver privacy without sacrificing accountability. Now, while the website has a lot, let's focus on the main things, which is the roadmap as well as the tokenomics. If you want to read the light paper, white paper, manifesto, and anything else, please check it out on the site. There is a lot to it. As of now, we're sitting in the Q1 of 2026, currently, in which they focused on advanced close testing, dual consensus implementation with different business as well as technical goals and other milestones behind it, with a roadmap that goes up until 2029 with enterprise and quantum resistant security. Steps along the way, but of course it always depends on what do they actually do, not just what they say they will do and focus on. But as we're mainly in the advanced closed testing currently, and we have July until December of this year for the public test and launch preparation and the optimization, you know for sure that they focus on this long term, not just to launch something in the next couple months and then see how it goes, but mainly focus on 2030 and beyond to have something that is here long-term and sustainable. The entire supply is split into 257 billion tokens, quite a random number, but 257 to keep it short. For that, 35% of the pre-sale alone, so 1/3 of the entire tokens just for that. 55% for the mining as well as proof of rewards, 4% for the community, 3% for liquidity, and only 3% for team and advisors. In some other projects that I've seen, especially pre-sales, they hold like 10 to 20% for VCs as well as teams. So this is a pretty good split, mainly focused on the community and rewards, with 90% being just in those two categories. There's also a fair launch mechanism in which all contributions are recorded on chain, and coin distribution occurs proportionally based on participation share, making sure that early supporters define the true market value without arbitrary pricing or preferential insider access. And just as it says in their main page, stage 2 is live now. They will have 17 defined phases totally in 450 days, which means in 1 year and 3 months, roughly. There's 17 different phases, with each phase reducing the daily token supply And most importantly, what is not getting allocated is getting burnt, which means it doesn't get redistributed or put into different categories or reused in different ways. It simply gets burnt, which then again, scarcity leads to price increase over time. So at the moment, they do offer 190 million tokens per day. In the next stage, in stage 3, it will be 180 million tokens per day. And we're currently sitting at the 2-month mark of auction day 61 out of 450, meaning there's a year to go on this. And you'll probably hear about this along the way, and next year especially, when they get closer and closer to launch. And with them highlighting the last transaction of the past minute, the latest 100 transactions being shown in real time, the country, the wallet, the currency, as well as the transaction value. You can see as well what the average input is. And if the daily token supply reduces by like 10 million day by day, then getting in early now with, let's say, $20 is worth as much as getting in with 200 in one of the last stages. Also in this case, there are no VCs that are cutting in line. There's no insider allocation, no whale dominance. It's just math, proportional contribution, no favoritism, just people getting in, buying with how much they like. Which means if you want to get some as well, you can click on buy, which then asks you to connect to wallet. You can use the Phantom if you prefer Solana or any coins on there, or MetaMask. Pretty sure at this stage MetaMask also has Solana in there. Hit connect and then select the currency down here, whether it's ETH, USDT or BNB, or any of the other methods for which we got even Bitcoin available. ADA if you still hold some. I do, sadly. Some XRP, some Doge, whatever you like. Let's say we pick Solana and we just put in 200 USD right now. You would then hit on buy now. And then as usual, confirm the transaction in your wallet and you're all good to go. Now there are also a couple different levels behind it, which is depending on how much you buy, you'll reach different levels, which then give you different bonuses. So again, some gamified version behind that to give you additional benefits. So if you buy $500 worth of the ZKP token, you reach the next level. And there's even a 5-day reward cycle for additional rewards if you do participate daily, which means if you do want to grow your allocation, not just today, but day by day, so you DCA into it, there are additional benefits of 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10% in total, with then each consecutive day increasing the reward by plus 1%. Now at the moment as well, as they do have their insane giveaway, I will leave that link down below as well to their Gleam campaign. The good thing about campaigns and giveaways is it's pretty much free to enter. Of course, in this case, it does say hold $100 worth of the token, but they're also giving away $5 million, which is quite a lot. 132 days left, so about 4.5 months, with over 50,000 total entries so far. Might be worth checking out as well. Maybe that's something for you. And what they've been doing so far, they built a $100 million infrastructure before doing any sort of pre-sale, making sure that everything zero knowledge based works, functions, is actively being used. And now they think it's time to have a token sale, have that started, get that going. And you know, might be something for you. I will leave links to everything down below. Right now when the market is a bit shaky, that's normally the time when you get in, because when everybody's focused on gold and silver and precious metals and the attention is off of crypto, that's the boring phase when the market is down and you should buy. And then when everything is hyped and we are all up by like 50, 60, 80% on most major coins and like 20x on all the smaller coins, that's when you're supposed to sell. Again, links down below. Let me know what you think and I see you in the next video. Take care.